Okay, I just wanted to get out the Good News Daily video today. And yesterday I kind of talked about the vision that Daniel had, and he saw four beasts, and those beasts represented nations. And yesterday we talked about how one of those, I believe, is the United States of America, and it talks about an eagle. But there was two other animals that I want to talk about today. One was a bear. And so that bear would have to be a nation that would be on the earth towards the end when Jesus would come back. And so is there a nation today that their national symbol is the bear? And so all I did was go to Google Images. You can do it. And I just wanted to show you a couple right here. I typed in Russian bear, and there's a bunch that kind of show up. One here shows a Russian bear eating Ukraine. Here's an old one of a map of a Russian bear. You've got Russian bears everywhere. And in the scripture, it talks about the bear having three ribs in its mouth. And I believe that that means it's going to overtake three countries. So, you know, that's the one that we'll talk about. The second one is the Russian bear. Now, the third beast was a leopard, and the leopard had four heads. And so when we go to Google Images again and type in German leopard, what comes up is they had three different tanks that they used: Leopard 1, Leopard 2, and Leopard 3. And those were used in World War II. And then it goes on to say that those heads, I believe, represent four times that they will rise to power. So Hitler's reign was called the Third Reich, and Reich means reign. So it's the third reign of Germany. And so based on these scriptures, I believe that it means that Germany will rise to power again after Hitler's Third Reich. And if you look at the European Union right now, Germany is by far the most powerful nation in that area. When we go into the book of Revelation, which you're going to be able to see down below, you can look at the scriptures that I use, but you're going to see that it says that there was a beast that kind of represented the bear. It represented the lion that we talked about yesterday, and it represented the leopard. And what I believe that that is talking about, it was one animal that represented all of those. And so what I believe that that is saying is that the United Nations at some point is going to be led by Germany, by Russia, by either Great Britain, or it talks about the mouth of the lion, and the mouth that the lion speaks is English. So maybe it's just communicating that the United Nations, led by Russia and Germany, are going to speak English when they communicate the fact that the United Nations is coming against Israel to battle at some point. And so we're gonna talk about that. But then it also said that one of the beasts had a wound that looked like it was fatal, but it turned out not to be fatal. And what I believe that that's talking about is if we go and we look at the Berlin Wall, what that wall was supposed to do after World War II is the wall was supposed to separate Germany down the middle into East and West. And the idea is that they were a major factor in starting a lot of the world wars, and they wanted to weaken that country so that it couldn't be as powerful anymore. And so it looked like that nation was dead, as a world power. Because there's many nations that have gone extinct as a world power. But it said that that wound would be healed. And so what that meant was that that wall was going to be torn down. And it would no longer be East and West Germany. It would actually be one powerful nation again. And so check out the comments that I have below. You can look up the scriptures, do the research on your own. I just believe that this is saying that that God is real. These were predictions 2,000 years ago, and it had to be described in such a way that Daniel would be able to understand it and that we would be able to understand it. And so these nations had to have national symbols, and I think it's very clear that these are those nations that would have to be on the earth when Jesus comes back. And so I believe he's coming back soon. And so study the scriptures, seek the Lord with all your heart, and you will find him. And so have a wonderful day, and God bless.